bombshell. Explosive, newly unearthed emails from Donald Trump's former friend, the deceased sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Those emails breathing new life into a question that has loomed over Donald Trump ever since the Justice Department tried to sweep the Epstein matter under the rug last summer. What is Donald Trump trying to hide, and why? Democrats on the House Oversight Committee released emails from Jeffrey Epstein that they obtained as part of a subpoena of the Epstein estate. One of them was written in 2011 from Jeffrey Epstein to Ghislaine Maxwell, and it reads in part, quote, "I want you to realize that dog that hasn't barked is Trump." They redact the name of a victim, but they say that redacted victim, quote, "spent hours at my house with him." Ghislaine Maxwell writes back, quote, "I have been thinking about that," end quote. From January of 2019, reads in part, quote, "Trump said he asked me to resign. Never a member ever. Of course he knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop," end quote. What? Of course he knew about the girls? It wasn't until July of this year that Donald Trump said he had asked Epstein to stop, quote, "taking our people." Donald Trump said that "stop taking our people" thing in reference to Virginia Giuffre. She worked at the spa at Mar-a-Lago. He said she was, quote, "stolen from him."
Part of it, I think what's happening, the desperation, is not just the Epstein files. He can go on Fox as many times as you want and lie about how prices are way down, right? But CNN data analyst Harry Anton says the American people have turned against Trump on inflation, despite his claims that, the concerns about high costs are a con job. It's just all his usual plays aren't working. You know, it's a con, it's a Democratic con, it's, fake news. It's just, people are like, no, I can read my grocery bill.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he said, so it's not the polls that are fake. It's the American people have turned against you, Mr. President. You've gone from leading by 9 points in inflation to being 26 points underwater. You are doing something very wrong in the minds of the American public. 26 points, that is ugly.
Oh, yeah. Well done. I do think there's a lot of people that want the Epstein files released because we are good human people. But the people in middle America and a lot of his base, they don't care. They care about the grocery prices. They care that they can't afford their bills. They care that their health insurance is going to go up. And on the flip side, it's also why the trans ads in the last election cycle weren't working. Because these people were like, I don't care about this subject. It's not really affecting me. So that's why all these Democrats didn't have to throw the trans community under the bus, even though their opponents were funneling hundreds of thousands of dollars into anti-trans ads. It's the same thing. It's the same coin, just different sides. These people don't care about these things. I don't think the Epstein files is going to hurt them. And at the same time, the attack on our trans community isn't helping them, which is a beautiful thing. They care about grocery prices. They care about the insurance premiums. They care about being able to put food on the table. Finally, that's why they had their butt handed to them in the special election. And that's why they're going to get buried in the midterms if this doesn't get fixed. And it's not going to get fixed because they're going to continue to line their own pockets.
Yeah. And, as we say every day here on the show, Dana, courage is contagious and so is cowardice. And, I'm hoping this one, CNN's Caitlin Collins bombards Trump with receipts for declaring mission accomplished on grocery prices. I mean, I'm hoping more journalists find their spine. I mean, I appreciate all the nice comments about, but by the way, that wasn't courage I showed. I don't want to be back on TV. I don't want to be back on Fox. But so many people, what they're doing for access, either as a journalist or to, stay on TV. I mean, liberals get booked on Fox all the time if you'll stay in the lines and say the right things,
Absolutely. Or they'll bring in someone like Pete Buttigieg who doesn't, but they know that he's a brilliant man. He's going to, and he reaches the people. He has them on certain shows. So, the people that want to be held account and actually care about news, sometimes they'll have people like you and Pete Buttigieg on that are actually going to challenge him.
Well, Hannity said, I used to get along with Gavin, but now, since the fires, he hates me. Well, it's because you lied. Because you keep, and he did it to me in the segment last night. He does the same lies about the fires in California and the water, and oh my God, they just keep parroting the same lies.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, one more Jim McGovern, who I love.
And here's the clincher, Mr. Speaker. Buried in this CR is a corrupt kickback for 8 Republican senators, $1 million payday funded by taxpayers, taken straight from the Treasury and deposited directly into their pockets. What the hell is wrong with this place? They promised to put America first. The only thing you guys put first is yourselves. Yourselves and the rich and powerful people who pull your strings behind the scenes. These people don't care.
You know, Dana, I was hearing somebody talk about this provision that would let these senators, you know, because Jack Smith got their metadata. I mean, first of all, they have to spend money on lawyers, and they would have to prove this in court because it's both as usual, right?
Yeah.
Jack Smith did nothing inappropriate. Trump was calling them when he was trying to overthrow the United States government. They didn't listen to their calls. They collected metadata, as they should, because that was who Trump was trying to enlist in overthrowing and stopping the certification of a free and fair election, right?
Absolutely. The fact that they rolled this in at the last minute and that these Democrats folded inside, it just makes me so angry that they tacked all that stuff on, and they're just stealing from the American public.
Yeah.
They tried to overthrow their own government, and they were part of it. It's mind-blowing.
Yeah. Well, one last one, Jamie Raskin on this.
This $1 million jackpot provision is one of the most blatantly corrupt provisions for political self-dealing and plunder of public resources ever proposed in the United States Congress. I don't know if the Republicans in the Senate today are as corrupt as Donald Trump, but they're on the path, and they're right behind him. If this were to pass, this astounding provision would give 8 Republican senators a personal payday of at least $1 million each, paid for directly by the U.S. taxpayers at a time when we're throwing millions of people off of their health care.
God, Dana, I was thinking, I swear to God, I wonder at the end of the day, like, what this government is going to cost us. I was looking at just Department of War name change will cost $2 billion. I mean, what they have done and are trying to do at taxpayer expense while they are grifting the bejesus out of us is levels of corruption just hard to even put into words. But
I'm hoping we can stop it.
yeah, I mean, this Trump's directive to change the name of the Department of Defense to Department of War could cost as much as $2 billion. It must be approved by Congress. It will require replacing thousands of signs, placards, letterheads, badges, as well as other items at U.S. military sites around the world. I mean, on and on, all the costs that it incurs. And just so, because, you know, they're losing the measuring contest, because it's, you know, they have to pretend to be tough and alpha, you know?
Right. Yep.
Hey, it's John Fugelsang, and somehow my book, Separation of Church and Hate, has been on the New York Times bestseller list for 6 blasphemous weeks. It's for believers and atheists about how to use the Bible when dealing with the right-wing Christian fundamentalists who are trying to wreck Christianity and our democracy. And I'd love for you to join us for our new pay-per-view event recorded live at Union Stage in Washington, D.C. We're doing a book tour with stand-up in a rock club featuring a Q&A with our very special guest, Glenn Kirschner of Justice Matters. Everyone at the live show gets a hardcover copy of the book. There's a VIP meet and greet as well. Tickets at unionstagepresents.com. If you can't make it to D.C., the show will also be streaming and on demand November 15th at meethook.live/John F. That's meethook.live/John F. It's a holiday special for anyone who's ever watched these Christian nationalists on Fox News and thought, Jesus Christ, these people are the opposite of Jesus Christ. Streaming and on demand November 15th at meethook.live/John F.